Welcome to the Godness Podcast, where we discuss conscious and uplifting topics to help us all along our spiritual journeys. My name is Brianna.
And I'm your girl, Najee.
And today we are going to be discussing a very important topic, mind control. Okay. So we really wanted to bring this topic to you because I feel like this is a pivotal moment in a lot of our lives. And if you're listening to this, I know it is a pivotal moment in your life. And I feel like most of us, right, no matter who you are, where you come from, have been in a point in your life where you felt like you could not control yourself, your mind, your thoughts, your circumstances, and like you didn't have true power to influence, right, the environment that is around you, right? Your own environment and your own self, right? So this concept of mind control really is about putting you back in your seat of power and understanding how you can harness your mind to really just get the outcome in life that you truly desire and be your absolute highest self. Okay. So we're going to discuss that. And it is really anchored in a book that myself and Najee both have read, which is called Mind Control by Jose Silva. And this book really transformed my life and Najee's as well. And she can share with you a little bit about how it's done that for her. But that's what we're about to get into. So I'm really, really excited that we get the opportunity to share that with you right now.
All right, so let's get into this book and the author, right? To start off with Jose Silva. So who is this man and why is he credible on, this topic, right? So
Yeah.
Jose Silva is from Laredo, Texas. He is a self-taught parapsychologist and he came up with this Silva mind control method in
Mm-hmm.
order to originally help his kids in school. They weren't doing good in school. They were not able to retain the information that was being taught and thrown at them, like a lot of us, honestly. um, so with this method, they were essentially able to now retain literally everything that they started learning and become successful. And as we know, with this actual this mind control method,
Yeah.
it helps to problem solve. You can recall things that like you forgot a day ago or whatever. So like, and
Mm-hmm.
it helps you with your memory. It helps you with relaxation, sleep, and boost creativity, and takes your meditation to a whole entire new level. So
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was getting into when Brianna recommended this lovely book, but after reading it and actually doing some of the exercises, it's really exciting, because
Mm-hmm.
on this journey too, we are a consciousness, right? We have to understand how to connect with that and use it to our benefit in order to just do this life thing. So that is a little bit about the author, and so let's get into Mind Control, the book itself.
Yes. So one thing I wanted to touch on too, when you're talking about his kids, um, I was rereading it last night and I had forgot about the part where his kids were literally bringing home Fs and through this, through the Silva method, which was basically, he hadn't called it the Silva method quite yet when he was doing it with his children, but controlled meditation. And he was able to get them to like scholar level, so much so that all the kids in his neighborhood, right? All
Mhm.
the parents, I should say, all the parents in his neighborhood thought that he was crazy at first. But once they started seeing the transformation in his own children, they were like, can you teach my kids? Can you teach my kids? And I think the first year, don't quote me on this, but like the first year that he, was doing this with the neighborhood children, he helped 39 children, go from basically struggling to scholar type level. So it's really, really interesting and such a powerful tool that he cultivated just by like working with children. And another thing he said that was really great about working with children is they're so mendable, because they don't have all of the like all the programming already within their DNA, within their system. Their minds aren't already controlled by 30 years of life, 20 years of life, right? They're more of like, open vessels to receive. And so it was a really cool way for him to kind of like test out this method. And he did this for years and years. Yeah. And it's just really, 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 really cool. So yeah.
I'm just thinking about how I I feel like it would be kind of insane, right? If you were to be, if you were to bring this idea of con- conditioning and controlling your mind in order to receive a certain result without medication. I feel like people are more susceptible to medication.
Mm,
Like if you say I'm testing this new drug, right? And we see it all the time on TV. Like there's all kinds of drugs on TV that are
yes.
supposed to help you get this positive result for whatever ailment that is, inflicting you or whatever. And despite all of the negative side effects, people are still willing to put their bodies at harm, um, to because I feel like it's easier for us to grasp the idea of I'm ingesting this physical thing to help me than this
Mm,
metaphysical like idea of like I'm now uh I'm using my mind to control a certain outcome. You know what I mean?
yes. I feel like people have like this negative connotation with it from the first place. Like when they think about, like me, when I first read the
When I
book
say
or when I
people, I
first
mean
heard of the
the
book, huh?
science, actually.
After
The
what?
science. I say when I say people, I mean the science community because we all know like science, they like hardcore like facts and theory
Mm-hmm.
testing and testing is like that's for
Yeah.
white people, but
Yeah, no, no. And I mean that programming is given to us too, right? So it's really every, or I should say like the vast majority, right, of people, because right, this is what we've kind of been shown. So the TV itself is like a programming mechanism, right? And so when you see this from the time that you're two, right, that's kind of like the way when you think, okay, I need to help myself, I need to go to the doctor and get a drug. So that's kind of like, the system in which we've kind of followed in order to receive help, right? But then also there's like this negative connotation when you think about, there has been anyways, but I feel like this is really being broken down right now, specifically in this time, in
Mhm.
this age, where there was this like elusiveness around, the mind and spirituality and influencing like yourself, right? They're like, oh, you don't want to do that. Even when I first came across the book Mind Control, I was a little bit taken aback, like, okay, I don't know if this is something, I want to get into, because me, growing up Christian, right? It was like a little spooky. You don't know if you
Mhm.
don't want to open up a door. You don't want to open up the door and you don't know what you're getting into. But the beautiful thing about our minds and the way God has created us is that we are just so powerful, and we were meant to step into this power. We just have to kind of realize that we have this power and then learn how to tap into it. But like I'm excited for like the newer, generation coming up, like for me in raising my girls, because I'm like,
Mhm.
they don't have to like undo all that programming, because I'm going to give them the tea, like, hey girl, you're
Yes.
you're 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 a
Like a
superhero.
wisdom to like, okay.
Yes. So, but yeah, so it's just really, really interesting. But I think that that negative connotation around it really is just people being afraid of spirituality and really being afraid of themselves. But everyone has this beautiful light inside of them, and I feel like utilizing mind control and the methods that Jose Silva, just lays out in the book are really, really powerful and can help anyone tap into their truest self and help them influence, their lives in the way that they actually desire to, instead of feeling like they're kind of just catching up with everything that's happening.
So, with that being said, let's
Hmm.
get into what are some of the methods that he goes into, right? Like, so how to
Hmm.
meditate. What does that look like with the Jose Silva method?
Yes. Okay. So it's so interesting. There's so many different ways to meditate, as we've mentioned, on this podcast before. Meditation is really just reaching a deeper state of mind for healing, relaxation, visualization. There's so much that you can do in the meditative state. Okay, but it's just really just a calm, deeper state of mind. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the book, he teaches kind of like how to meditate. So with the Silva method, they teach a 3-2-1 method or a 5-2-1 method. It's basically a countdown method. Okay. So if you have never meditated before, or perhaps you have, right, this is still something that you can do very easily. And I recommend that you guys, pick up the book, whether on Audible or get the physical copy. and read it for yourselves. But we kind of want to walk you through right now, and so you can kind of get a grand idea of how it would actually work. Okay. So with the Silva method, the first thing that you are going to do is find a comfortable position, just like with all meditative practices. Whether you want to lay down flat or you want to sit up straight, you want to get into the lotus position if you like. Gently let your hands fall onto your lap. And then once you are there, you want to mentally tell yourself, like, I am going to, oh, well, actually, before that, you want to look upward, okay, in a 20-degree angle. And I would demonstrate it, but it would look really, really weird on camera. But what it will cause is a little bit of like maybe a little bit of flickering in your eyelids a bit, okay? And it can feel a little strange at first. But for reasons that aren't totally and fully known, doing this with your eyes really helps you get into a deeper state. Okay. So you're going to do that. And once you are looking up in this 20-degree angle, you're going to start doing a countdown. Okay. Now, when you first are starting out this practice, you want to start counting from 100 to 1. But as you progress, week by week, you can come down to like 50 to 1, 25 to 1, and then eventually 5 to 1 or 3 to 1. Okay. And then once you start counting down, you tell yourself mentally, I am going to go to my level by counting down from whatever, 100 to 1, 25 to 1, 5 to 1, 3 to 1, whatever number you're using at that time, at whatever stage you are at. Okay. And then once you do that, you will have, reached your meditative state. Now, the really powerful thing about this is you're literally telling yourself what you are going to do, right? You're telling yourself, I'm going to go to my level. And what your level really is on a scientific level is an alpha state of mind. Okay. So when we wake up in the morning, we are naturally in the alpha state. Okay. This is the state between the dream state and sleep state and between the awake state. This is a very important time. Okay. Most of the time when we wake up in the morning and we're doing our routine, we usually linger, in the alpha state for quite some time. But this is a really, really powerful time because you're kind of like more like a sponge at this time, and you're more receptive at this time. And you just have a greater kind of like, I don't know, energetic output basically at this time as well. So it's a really good space for you to meditate. And you can also do this at night, but you want to do it at maybe twice a day, in the morning and at night, but really, really in the morning, if you could, potentially focus on that level or focus on that time of day so that you can get used to going to and recognizing this alpha state where you are just, more energetically energized and receptive. So that's the basic practice. That's basically how you meditate. Once you're there, you can just rest. You can just sit, allow your mind to just be. The great thing about being in the alpha state is when you are here and your mind is quiet and you're more relaxed, the things that usually go on in the body based off of our environments, work, just busy everyday life, right? These things kind of keep us in a tight state when our bodies are naturally meant to be, um, they're naturally meant to be like in a healthy state, okay? In a healthy mental state, in a healthy physical state. But sometimes our own thoughts and just our lives, right, can put us in a very in the opposite of that, okay, in a state where we are kind of like almost sending negative energy to ourselves and not allowing ourselves to fully heal. So outside of just being relaxed in the alpha state and relaxed in your meditation, you are also allowing your body to be more of who it really is, its true self, and allowing yourself to heal. So that's really how you can start meditating.
And speaking of healing and
Mhm.
the um, the positive effects that meditation itself, the practice
Mhm.
has on the body, the brain. There has been countless studies done on the effects of meditating and what it does to the brain. And in fact, in 2011, the Yale School of Medicine did in fact do a study, and they took basically imaging, an fMRI imaging of the brain scans of from people um, who normally meditated and people who didn't. And what they did find was that these brain scans show that people who meditated often showed a decreased activity in the brain when it comes to ADHD, when it
Mm,
comes to schizophrenia,
mhm.
autism, and Alzheimer's plaque buildup. So, we stress just this practice because one is free. And you're not ingesting anything harmful in your body, and it has been proven to have some healthy benefits. So, and if not for nothing, I mean, life gets busy. Just take a few minutes to just decompress. Like, if you don't believe in all of this other stuff, right? Just know that it can be just a tool to help you relax. But definitely, there has been studies on the benefits, and that has shown it. It definitely is very useful.
No, it absolutely, it really, really is. And so we talked a little bit about the alpha state. Okay. So the alpha state again is your state of mind when you are in between, sleep and being awake. Being in theta, the theta state of mind is your dream state. So your sleeping state. That's the state that you are in when you're sleeping. And then beta is a state where you are awake. And that is normally, the state that we're in. But you can even train yourself to be alert and awake and actually be an alpha, right? And they really dive into this very, very, very deeply in the book, which is why, again, we just really recommend that you take it and utilize it as a tool to help you progress in your journey, on your spiritual journey, and just in your life period. Okay. Another type of or a deeper form of meditation that they discuss in the book is called dynamic meditation. Okay. Now, this is my secret sauce. This is my bread and butter. This is my life. Okay. Because dynamic meditation is where you can take it a step further. So we said, during meditation, you can just relax, right? You can just sit there and allow your body to just be and your mind to be. And that is healthy and that is wonderful. And then do that twice a day, and you're going to be a healthier you, period. Right. But you can
Mhm.
take it a step further and really dive into being creative while you're meditating, right? So one of the practices after you go to your state, once you're already there and you're already relaxed, is a mental screen. Okay. This is powerful because it's almost like you are creating this screen in your mind. Okay. Almost like if you were at a movie theater or something. Just imagine yourself right now looking at a movie theater screen, right? And then on this screen, you see yourself. Okay. It's taking this very like observatory stance to your life and to the things that you want to create, which I think is just so powerful because it's like experiencing yourself in like the third person, or it's really the coolest thing. So you're looking at the screen and you're putting on it the things that you want. Okay. So or the things that you want to experience or things that you want for other people, just whatever it is. Let's just say you want to take a vacation to, I don't know, Bermuda. Okay. You can go to your level, right, and really experience this, because if you know what it looks like, if where you want to go, you can really just picture that in your mind and visualize it. Okay. I know we've all heard about like the power of visualization and seeing things before you
Mhm.
see it, right? Seeing it in your mind before you see it in the physical world. But you can see it in your mind and also really experience it on a level of like you're feeling, right? Really feeling whatever it is that you truly, truly, truly desire. If you desire healing in your body, right? Visualizing yourself on this mental screen being completely healed, right? Maybe you are going in for like a surgery or something like that that's coming up. You can visualize yourself going through that and that the outcome is, wonderful, right? Whatever it is, you can, visualize your boo, like the love of your life, whatever you have,
Mhm.
thought up in your mind of things that you truly, truly desire, and putting those things into your mind. Now, why this is so important, right? We talk about energy, we talk about frequencies, right? When you are at this state of mind, like I said, you are so like, you're just super energized, receptive, and I don't know, you're just really powerful at this state, okay? Because you don't have all the negative thoughts intruding. You don't have all the just all the outside noise going on, right? It's just you, yourself, your highest self, God, your spiritual self, who, like, whatever you want to call it, right? So you're in a really, really great state of mind and a really good point where you can influence and create, just create, have fun with it, create your reality in this space, right? You can use it for solving problems, right? So you can think about a problem that you have and kind of um, go into your mind, put on your screen, and visualize yourself actually solving that problem. So, like I said, this is really the secret sauce for me personally. I like to meditate, twice a day. And I use dynamic meditation because it really allows me to put myself in places that Brianna, 6 months ago, she just wasn't thinking that big or thinking thinking that far. And the more you do it, the more creative you become, the more imaginative you become, like um, that
Mhm.
childlike imagination that we talked about with Jose Silva and how he was able to teach his children. Because when you're in that state, you're more receptive.
Yes, and I mean, I can definitely attest to that because Bree will call me like, "Girl, I just got like, I just got this idea," and like she'll sound so excited, and I know it's because she went in her meditation and she's just like, spitting game and spitting all of this, and I'm just like, okay, yes, let's go, right? Like I love that burst of like energy and confidence that you come out with after you experience this dynamic
I
meditation.
know. I'm always like,
So
Najee, girl, guess what I was thinking about?
yeah,
Guess what came
she
to
can call
my
me like, what
mind?
you think? I got this download, and I'm just like, it's
It's just so
definitely life changing.
It is. It's so expansive. You can go so many different places with this. Like, it just really is all up to you. How do you feel like, Najee, like it has impacted you personally utilizing just the meditation method, and like how do you prefer to use it?
Yeah. So I told you like I if there's anything that I got from that book, it was literally how to get into deeper meditation for real, for real. Like
Hmm.
I started practicing that turn, close your eyes and then in a, what is it, 20-degree angle, whatever,
Hmm. Yeah.
and do the countdown. And what I like about the countdown is that it helps you to concentrate immediately.
Mm.
To give you that immediate concentration rather than I mean, because in meditation anyway, you are supposed to concentrate either on your breathing or, some people like try to focus on like the colors or whatever that they see in their when they close
Hmm.
their eyes. Like you're supposed to focus on something,
Yeah.
and actually counting from 100 to one is actually not that hard. Like you can really literally do it in like a minute. So I would
Hmm.
just keep doing it and doing it until I felt that I was in a deeper state. And what it did help me start doing was problem solving, and more so problem solving with things that were concerning like the mind, right? Like how do I stop feeling um, this kind of way, or how do I start feeling confident? And I would do a little bit about with the imaging, because I like to fantasize about my life, like what it should be and what it could be, but and it would help me to just feel a little bit more like I'm in control with like I have I have the power to control outcomes. That's what if anything it started helping me to do. Like if I'm sad today, I would go into the deep into that deep meditation state, able to figure out why I'm feeling this way, and then
Hmm.
visualize things that can help me feel better and come out of
Yeah.
it just with a lot more confidence. So that's how I would use it. I use it currently as
Yeah.
well.
I love that. That is wonderful. I feel like, and I feel like most people will get some of that out of it. I mean, the effect that it has on each person and the way that you kind of like customize it to fit yourself, which I feel like you should customize everything and like really make it your own. So I love that you found a way to really to go in there and kind of just like boost your confidence, right? And to visualize the life that you are continuously aspiring towards. We're always continuously aspiring. Ooh, we're always continuously aspiring towards greater, right? Even though our lives are beautiful, we're blessed, right?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
wanting, wanting to do more and just
Mhm.
flourish continuously. It's such a beautiful thing, and we can use our mind to kind of just help us in achieving
Yeah.
just all the desires on our heart. So
I mean,
that's
even
wonderful.
now, like I'll use it like medicine. Like if I'm not, feeling my best, I'll be like, what, let me go and meditate and figure this thing out, figure
Hmm.
myself out. And it's like medicine at this point.
Yeah, you
Sometimes you
always
quit to
refer
take
to it.
it, and when you do, get back on
It's
track.
good. Yeah, you
Yeah.
always refer to it as a medicine for you. And I think that's literally what it is, a medicine for you to take each and every single day. And it's really a beautiful experience. I think sometimes, we get in our heads about making the time to do it. Um, but at first, like once you first start doing it, you're gonna be on a high. So you're gonna be doing it a lot. But then you may, kind of
Or
fall
you
off
probably just
because
like, this thing don't work. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
or
Yep.
that could also
Listen,
happen.
that was me. I was just like, all right, here I am.
I
Back to
know. And
work,
that's why I say
day 10.
I know, yeah. That's why I say too, like there are many forms of meditation. You have to definitely find one that works for you. But I feel like with the Jose Silva method, I feel like it works,
It's
because
very
I
in depth.
mean, yeah, it's very in depth. So it's kind of like
It's
you
very
understand like the science behind it at the same time, and it's not just
Mhm.
like an app that's saying like focus on each body part, which is great, right? But sometimes for us, especially like analytical people, right? It's like, okay, well, what does this really mean, right? Like, where
Mhm.
is the science behind this? Like, I need some sort of like, proof to the pudding kind of thing. And I
Mhm.
think this book is really great because, like you said, right, it goes really, really, really in depth. Okay, it's not just like a just do this and just do that. It really, really breaks it down so that you can understand it. And that for me was
Yeah.
really important.
Mhm.
Understanding what I'm practicing, really understanding it.
Yeah, it's not a whole
Okay.
bunch of like science jargon, which if
Oh yeah,
that's
that
not
too.
your lane, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to understand what they're talking about.
That part,
You know.
that too.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and which is also in the mind control book, but has really, really been on my spirit personally, and I've had my own kind of like experience with this the last couple days, is utilizing your dreams to also help you control your mind, or even I would go further and just say understanding your mind and what's going on with you on a personal level. So using your dreams to create more self-awareness, and also this entire practice, this entire Jose Silva method is going to help you bring a new level of self-awareness. And really that's one of the main things when it comes to our spiritual journeys, is being aware of where we are and taking a moment to really just sit with ourselves, right? Ask ourselves questions and do the necessary work to achieve what it is that we actually want, right? And to be who it is that we know we are, right? We're just trying to like, you know, get there piece by piece and remember who we actually are, the powerful source beings that we are. Okay,
Mhm.
so with this, all right, so like we all, well, I don't know. In the book, in Jose Silva's book, he talks about how some people feel like they don't even dream, right? But how that everyone dreams, because if you didn't dream,
Everybody, you just don't
yeah,
remember it.
yeah, they just don't remember it, right? But I've heard different perspectives on this, so it's an interesting topic. I personally believe that everyone does dream, based off of the studies that were done that Jose Silva and his team did. It was almost as if you did not dream, it would basically create an onset of like not psychosis, but just like you would go nuts, basically. Like you would just lose your freaking mind because the dream state is also kind of like a release, right? Is a like it's almost like some people will say it's like a you are on an astral plane, right? Having like play and kind of like releasing everything and going through and processing the things that you go through in your everyday life. Okay. So I
Mhm.
really want everyone to kind of like challenge themselves to remember and really remember their dreams and pay attention to your dreams. If you're having trouble remembering your dreams, um, be cognitive that 99% of the time, like you are dreaming, right? You have the power to dream. That's just a part of like our, our natural function. Okay. And in the book, they actually teach you how to program yourself to remember your dreams. Okay. It is basically going to your state. Okay. And telling yourself like, I want to have a dream. So tell yourself that in your alpha
Mm-hmm.
state, in your meditative state, tell yourself, I want to have a dream and I want to remember this dream. And this is how you can start very simply remembering what it is that you dream. You can keep a piece of paper and a pen next to your bed. And when you wake up, whether it's in the middle of the night after you had a dream or in the morning, right, just take it and jot it down so that it's fresh in your mind and, you can put it down. Once you actually have this down, I really want us to bring awareness again to what it is that we're actually dreaming about. After you've been like writing down your dreams for a few days, you may notice that there are some patterns, right? Just like we have patterns in our lives, perhaps there are some patterns that are present in your dreams. Okay. Now, the other day I woke up and I was going through and scanning my dreams. I usually remember, a good bit of my dreams, but I was remembering a lot just a few nights ago. And as I was going through my dreams, I realized that there was some like lack, lack in my dreams, like some self-limiting, lacking beliefs inside of my dreams based off of the dreams that I was having. It was like shortcomings, almost there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and I was, writing them down. And I was just like, wow, this is really interesting, right? Now I can see, and you have to think about this, right? When you're at theta, that is a really, really powerful state of mind. So if on a subconscious level, you are thinking that you are in lack, that you are coming up short, and you are feeling a little bit inadequate, uh, you are at such a state that you are creating this type of reality. Now, you don't want to go so deep into your dream or like, interpret your dreams to a point where like you drive yourself crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I dreamt this, right? It's really just your highest self, right? Your spiritual guides, God, yourself, really just kind of like bringing awareness to what it is that you're feeling. Now, what you do with this gift, right? This new awareness, this new like understanding of what's happening on a subconscious level can really help you transform your outward world. So what I did when I woke up and I wrote this down, I took what I saw as a pattern in my mind and then I flipped it. Okay. I wrote out the complete opposite of that and said that to myself as affirmation, right? And now that is something that I have brought into my affirmations that I am sharing with myself because I know something has happened in my mind through my programming throughout life, okay? The way that I have been programmed something has happened to where there is this self-limiting belief. But I know that that's not me. I know that I'm powerful. I know that I'm source. I know that that God loves me always and is on my side and that I'm infinite, that I can do anything, right? I know this at my core. And so now I'm telling myself, I'm programming myself, controlling my mind by saying, hey, that's not true. Okay. What is true is that I am infinite. I am great. I am powerful. I am blessed. I always have more than enough. I am abundant, right? And I overflow. So when we can really realize what's happening in our minds, right? Let's not be afraid. Let's not be, it might be a little shocking, like, oh, dang, I can't believe I'm thinking about that, right? But it just is so beautiful because it's like, okay, this is a gift. This is an opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for me to write the script of my own life.
Yes.
Because if this is something that I don't want, I'm going to write down what I do want and I'm going to speak that over myself because I have the power to do that. So yeah.
Okay, but Bree, full disclaimer.
Hmm.
If you are a woman and you are pregnant, throw the dreams away. Throw them away. Don't even try. It's not worth it trying to decipher that. Go down there, girl. Throw the dreams away, child.
Yes. So
I'm sitting
Najee,
here right now, and them dreams
yes.
they don't never make sense.
I know. So Najee is expecting our little niece or nephew. We don't know which one yet, but we are so excited about it. But I was telling her, like during both of my pregnancies, right? Your dreams are a little like they're a little nuts. Okay, so yeah, if you're pregnant, just wait till you maybe
This
just
don't apply to you, girl. Just
Well, it applies because you can still program dreams and everything like that. But when it comes to interpreting them, maybe not take them so strong to heart. But even in your pregnancy though, you can still ask yourself, okay, well, what does
Just
that mean
know
for
there's
me?
other
Because
things that are influencing these dreams
yes,
that the
exactly, there
average
are other
person does
things.
not have. So
Yes,
it's a very different case,
it's a
right?
definitely, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you have
That's
HCG
so
and all
funny.
this LMD and AMD and I don't know, all these kinds of hormones pumping through your body. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You're all out of whack. Um, but that's
But that is
okay.
really, really good, Bree. And I mean, thinking about, so I never really thought about the states that we're in, right? Like how important it is to maximize what is it, the theta state when you're waking up in the morning, or is it the alpha?
Um, Alpha. The theta
Yeah.
state is when you're asleep, when you're dreaming.
Yeah, how you can maximize that time because it seems right like that's probably the best time to even remember things, to just really
Hmm.
like have your brain absorb everything fully and come up with ideas. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it really is. It's a powerful state of mind. Sometimes I actually like have a hard time when I'm meditating excuse me, at night because now I'm in this alpha state, but then I get all this like inspiration and all these,
Hmm.
you know, downloads and just spiritual, just enlightenment, and it's wonderful. It is, but then like it's like sometimes it's kind of tough to go to sleep after that. So I'll try to like get it out, write it out, whatever it is. But it's a beautiful thing. Whatever's supposed to be coming to you is coming to you at precisely, the right time. And I did find myself kind of leaning off of not doing it at night because I was like almost scared of myself. Like, girl, you are really on one. So I was almost scared of myself, and I kind of stepped back from doing it at night. And I was sharing that with the Jay, and I felt a little bit off because I was kind of suppressing myself in a way. And at some point of our lives, we've all done this. We've all been like afraid of our own light, afraid of our own, just
Yeah.
spiritual wonderfulness. But and it's okay if you're feeling that right now, but do your best to just give yourself some grace, love on yourself, and know that you are so powerful, and everything that you are supposed to experience, and basically everything is happening for you, right? You're in the right place at the right time, and just keep pushing forward in whatever momentum, whatever pace, whatever speed is, right for you at this present time, and give yourself the permission and the opportunity to allow that to change as needed. Okay.
And when
So,
it comes to dreams, like I
mhm,
remember there are times that um I'm very active in my dreams. I'm a very active participant, meaning like I know when I'm dreaming and I'm
mhm,
just kind of like letting things happen and like kind of going along for the ride is just fun.
mm,
Sometimes depending on what the dream is, but I'll be in the dream like, oh, I want to remember this dream when I wake up.
mm,
And sometimes if I'm not like when I wake up, if I'm not actively, I think within that alpha state, right? You said
mhm,
if I'm not actively thinking about um try to like recall the dream, I will forget it as like the minutes and like as time passes, if that makes
mhm,
sense, right?
yeah.
So it's not like and I think dreams are one of those things like as soon as you wake up you have to try to work on it because yeah, as time progresses you might not,
Mhm,
because your brain is like absorbed with everything else happening for the day, you might not get the
mhm,
opportunity to go back and reflect and decipher because
yeah.
once dreams is like you know that Men in Black movie where they snap that light in front of you, you forget things. Like that's how I feel like
Mhm.
dreams are. Like once you forget, it's forgotten forever. Like it's like it never happened,
Mhm.
which is so odd. Like the brain is really
Yeah.
amazing, but yeah.
Yeah, and I
I
mean,
would
you
say
could
the
train
best
your
time to try to
brain.
remember a dream is as soon as you wake up.
Yes, so that's why it's so good to have like a pen and a paper by the bed, especially if you are actually trying to cultivate this, this ability, right? And really practice this, and then it will become easier and easier, and you'll be able to remember, for longer, right? Like your dream, you'll be able just to have, more of a recall. And then another thing with dreams too is actually like programming dreams. So like I said, when you're bringing like this awareness to, what it is that you're dreaming about, that's great and wonderful. And we should all practice that. And another way to utilize your dreams to help you control your mind, influence your life, is by programming a dream. So this is basically the practice of telling yourself kind of like what you want to dream about beforehand. And really the way that you do this is by saying
Mm.
like let's just say you have a problem right happening in your life right now, and you say like, I want to have a dream that contains information to help me solve this problem. Okay. And when you are doing that, telling yourself this, you're talking to yourself, God, spirit, your
Mm-hmm.
your subconscious mind, your highest self, like all your peeps who are out there looking out for you. That this is something that I want to address, and this is something that I would like help on. In the theta state being such a deep state, right? The state of sleep,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to receive more at this state. And so this is a really great way to kind of like connect with your spiritual self and get the answers to the questions that you may have, and problem solve literally, in your dreams. And again, right, that piece of paper and that pen, when you wake up, writing that down and interpreting, what does this mean in regards to whatever problem it is that you are addressing. So we can really utilize these things. It's just so powerful. Like a lot of times we may have felt in our lives where we feel, like I said before, powerless, right? Like we can't control these things. I can't control my dreams. I can't control my thoughts. Oh, I'm moving around too much. The camera's getting crazy. I can't, it just is what it is. I'm just trying to do the best that I can. And while that's doing the best that you can is great, right? you can you can influence your thoughts. You can have a greater control over your mind, over your dreams, over your circumstances, over your outputs, right? And what it is that you are receiving, because you are changing what you are putting out in thoughts, putting out in words, putting out in dreams. You can really help yourself in controlling your mind and ultimately influencing your life. So this is really powerful
Agreed,
stuff. And
for sure.
uh, we really just, oh gosh, implore everyone to kind of just look into this, deeper, and share with us
Mhm.
too, like if you've ever, done anything like this, experienced anything like this, um, what that has been like for you.
Mhm. Yeah, agree with all of that. It's really important to even get a grasp on um, reprogramming ourselves, because the opposite is true, right? Like if you really notice like your dreams on a daily basis, you might notice that some dreams are occurring because of there's a lot of things subconsciously that you're intaking, that
Mhm.
you're meditating on and unwilling, like as a non agreeing participant almost, right? There's some people who are just like angry about certain things and then like that pops up in your dream. So the opposite is true. Now you can use it to get a little, like Brianna said, get a little bit more self-control, right? We are empowered. Um
Yeah.
so yes, Bree,
Yeah.
thank you for outlining the Jose Silva method.
Oh yeah.
I always say when you know better, you do better, right? And so now that
Mm-hmm.
we all know better, on we have this tool, that we can explore,
Yeah.
um, and just meditation all around. I think it'll be a great tool that can be introduced to a lot of people's lives and change a lot of things for people. So.
Yes. I was going to get into a little bit
Mhm.
of another way that you guys can help control your minds, but I'm just going to touch on it very briefly. And we're going to do a whole entire podcast about this topic because it is so incredible and can really help you in just your overall life, right? Your pursuit of controlling your mind and on your spiritual journey. So, one thing that I have also done is a practice or a therapy called neurofeedback therapy. Um, and so, what neurofeedback therapy is a non-invasive treatment that encourages the brain to develop healthier patterns of activity. The goal of the treatment is not only to change how you think and feel, but also to change your brain on a biological level for better functioning, right? So when we're talking about programming dreams and affirmations, the whole mind control practice, meditation, all of this is actually like literally programming your DNA, really changing the fabric of your being. Okay. So you really have to think about that. Think about everything that you've been in your life, and realize that that has created a code, almost like you are a robot. Okay. You have your own life code. Okay. Everything that you've been through has come together, and now it is a part of your DNA. And if you want to change certain things, right? You do meditation, you do your affirmations, you do your mantras, your stretches, whatever you want to do, right? And those things actually change who you are on a biological DNA, just on the deepest level. Okay, so this is the neurofeedback therapy helps to change your brain on a biological level for better functioning. Okay, one thing that my doctor, Dr. Carlton, always says is like, you're helping your brain function at its optimal level. Okay. So how does it work? It measures your brain waves, depending on whatever issue you might have. So a lot of people seek neurofeedback training when they are struggling with anxiety, ADHD, ADD, and it's helping them to really measure their alpha waves. Okay, and train their alpha waves to influence them in, for them to, like I said, perform at an optimal level. Okay, so neurofeedback therapy is something that you guys can also just, search after this episode is over, and just kind of look into it, because it is something that has also really helped transform my life. When I think about mind control, the book itself, it really honestly is such a pivotal and grand part of how this podcast is, this podcast today, because it is the fruit of going into meditation, stepping into, well, being self-aware of who I am, and then stepping into that power of who I am, and then sharing that, having this desire in my heart to share that with you all, myself and Najee, just really wanting to, like, give the people like the keys, the processes, right, to help us in our lives and on our spiritual journeys, because this whole entire thing is, again, just um it's us as spiritual beings having this beautiful, beautiful human experience. Okay.
Right.
There is also a book I wanted to share too on it. This is called The Answer. And like I said, I'm going to do a whole podcast on neurofeedback therapy. So no worries. But you can also check that book out as well. That is written actually by my doctor, Dr. Carlton, who has helped me tremendously with neurofeedback training. And that, in training my alpha brain wave lengths, my brave waves, I should say, has really helped me in really just gaining control overall in my life. So I'm really, really excited to bring you guys an entire episode on that. But that's something you can look
Oh,
into now.
nice. 'Cause even me, I got lots of questions. So
I know.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, that's what we really wanted to share with you all today on mind control. Really, it's just about quieting your mind, right? Utilizing this practice to help you understand yourself, program yourself in the way that you want to be programmed, right? Really bring awareness to what it is that what's going on in your mind, what thoughts you're having, what dreams you're dreaming, on a conscious and subconscious level, and how to take advantage of these different states of mind, right? Theta, sleep state; alpha, between awake and sleep; and beta, which is just, your awake state. And in that state, you're doing your everyday life, you can do your affirmations, and you can even get to the point where you can reach alpha in, not in beta, but like you can reach alpha with you being like walking and talking, right? So it's such a beautiful journey, and the process of it all will really just help you truly, truly transform your life. It has transformed my life, as well as Najee. So we are just really proud and honored to be able to share this type of information with you all. Okay. So definitely check out Mind Control by Jose Silva. It all starts in our minds. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you all just really share with us and give us some feedback on how you felt about this episode. Did you take anything away from it? What are some ways that you have practiced to help you control your mind and really create the life that you want to create? If you have any questions for us, we'd love to just connect with you and just answer any questions that you might have. So drop those below. If you'd love to connect with us further, we want to invite you to join the Godness community, a community of multi-minded individuals who share a common desire, and that is illuminating the God within. You can do so by going to godnesscommunity.com/join. And you can join us there. You can also connect with us further on all social media at Godness Community. Okay. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
just
you for hanging with
listening.
us.
Yeah. This was so beautiful. Thank you, Najee.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you for being
for
on this journey with me. I just want to take a moment to just honor you and yeah, I'm really proud of you in your own, personal transformation. And I hope everyone has a friend
I love
like
you,
I
girl.
have in Najee out there to help us along this journey. Okay.
Oh, girl, you my sister for life. Don't do me like this. I love you. I love you. No, you are. Um,
Love you.
it's been an honor to be chosen to just do life with you. So thank you
Oh, thank
having
you,
me
boo.
here. Thank you for being in my life. Yeah, girl.
Yes.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
So everyone, yeah, we're excited to connect with you. You know, and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Blessings to you, friends. Meet us back here, same time, same place next week on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you then. Okay.
Until we meet again,
We'll
friends.
meet again.
Bye.
Bye.